Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And today I have with me Luiji Vilain. He's an edge rusher out of Wake Forest. How's your day going, buddy?
Going great, man. Just got done working out. Now I'm on here with you.
Great. Really looking forward to this interview. Just kind of want to talk to you about you and your journey. You have a very unique one there to share. Why don't you chat about, maybe where you're from and how you got there to Wake Forest?
So yeah, it's a lot. Like you said, it's a unique journey. Originally, I'm from Ottawa, Canada. Played football up there. Started training with my mentor, Victor Todundo. Through him, he helped me, go to camps during the summers and pick up some offers. Before, going to college, I ended up transferring to a school in Alexandria, Virginia, um, called Episcopal High School. Um, Basically, that was because, majority of the schools that, were recruiting me wanted to see me against American competition. So, made that jump, did really well, picked up a lot of offers. Um, you know, Through my relationship with Greg Madison at the University of Michigan, I ended up committing there. Had some ups and downs with injuries. My first and second year, I didn't play at all because of injury. I ended up having two surgeries. Kept my head down, kept working. Came back my junior year, played a little bit my senior year, and then decided to make that move and enter the transfer portal. Built a great relationship with Coach Clausen and Coach Cohen over there at Wake Forest, and had a really good season. And now I'm here.
Yeah, obviously there at first, you kind of remiss a little bit about, obviously, perhaps having being dinged up, having some injuries there at the beginning of your college career, but eventually, you end up having probably the best season that you could ask for. Last year, you led your team in sacks. I want to say 9 sacks last season.
10, man, 10. I
It
want.
was 10. Okay, well, maybe one website didn't want to give you that 10th one for whatever reason. Maybe was that like in a bowl game or something where you got that
It was
10th
on
one?
PFF, so I ended up having 10 sacks. I don't know where one of them went, but yeah.
Well, hey, man, I'll credit you with the 10th for sure. But obviously, a really good season there. If people watched you play, they're watching really what I think is a quality edge rusher. What do you feel separates you as a prospect as we're looking to, hopefully make that leap to the NFL?
I have a really good, understanding of pass rush and, my rush lanes and just where I need to be when I need to be as far as, pass rush. Obviously, the run game is something I need to work on and that I've been working on um, ever since the season finished. So I would say that, a really good understanding. I'm a smart player. I have a high motor. I play with a really good motor. I'm always running to the ball. Um, yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but like like I was saying, I didn't really get to play much at Michigan, so this was really like my first true year of getting some meaningful snaps. You know what I mean? Had a little bit my junior year and a little bit my senior year at Michigan, but this was a really good development year, I would say, for me. So I would say my ceiling is very high, and I feel like my best football is ahead of me. So
Yeah, there at the beginning, you were actually a fairly high recruit, 4-star recruit, Under Armour High School All-American. Really
yeah.
had a lot of, high expectations. And again, like, being derailed a little bit obviously puts you in, a different category altogether. And then, of course, finally being 100% healthy, you were able to go out there and really just, uh, really dominate, there on the defense. I want you to chat for me for a little bit about that culture there at Wake Forest and that program overall.
Oh man, Coach Clausen, they got something great going on over there. From the moment I got there, they embraced me with love, like as if I was there for 4 years. Everybody works hard, everybody loves each other. Um, I was cool with everybody on that team. It's just a great culture. We're in there working on Saturdays early in the morning, finding time just to get extra work in. Like, I don't know. It's just they got something special over there. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the ACC championship this year. Actually, I'm betting on it. So
Great.
yeah,
Tell us a little bit about some of the guys that are actually staying back there and playing this upcoming fall.
yeah. Rondell Bothroyd, that's my guy. Josheen Davis, those guys, they're gonna have really good seasons. They work really hard. Great football players. Ryan Smenda, he's middle linebacker. He's super athletic. I feel like they're really gonna thrive in the new defense that they got coming in with I can't remember his name, but the Purdue defensive coordinator that just came from over there. Kalen Carson, great corner. Wouldn't be surprised if he's, top draft pick next season or after next season. Gavin Holmes, another great guy. And yeah, just the list goes on, you know what I mean? On offense, Sam Hartman, great quarterback. Uh,
Yeah.
my roommate Christian Turner, my other roommate Tyler Williams, he's been through some injuries, but I feel like he's gonna have a big breakout season this year. So yeah, the list goes on, honestly. A.T. Perry, sorry, I can't forget my boy A.T.
No, it's all good. You're probably gonna forget somebody, so forgiveness. Obviously, we'll ask that a little later from whoever we missed out on. But let's steer back to you a little bit. So, um, uh, I have you in my notes about 6'3", 250, 255. Is that about right? Like, has that changed?
I've gotten so 6'3" and a half, 6'4". I think I'm 6'4", 255, 250, like 255, 57 around there. Definitely leaned out, got down to about 11, 12% body fat
Nice.
from when I started training. Yeah. So
So, I mean, didn't mean to slight you there, a half inch or what have you, but I mean, a lot of people have you listed there at that height, but a guy really with some length as well. I mean, some very long arms, at least from what I've been told. So,
34
a
inches.
guy that could certainly, hold his own there on the defensive line. Also, a guy who I believe can drop back into coverage and actually do well. So, how do you see yourself projecting at the next level? Do you see yourself with the hand in the dirt, or do you see yourself maybe being like an outside linebacker, or what?
Honestly, I see myself doing both. I'm in the process of putting a little bit more weight on, getting faster, getting stronger. So honestly, it's whatever the team needs me to do. I think outside linebacker, edge type, thing would be really cool where I can drop back here and there. But I like pass rush and I like setting the edge, and I've been working on those things a lot this offseason. Dropping back, getting better, getting more comfortable in space, and setting the edge in the run game. There's two things that I feel like I could have worked on or done better this season. And I learned from it, watched the film, and that's I've been working on it real hard. So yeah, I'm excited to see where I'll
Well, I
be
mean,
at.
at the very least, I mean, you're a guy who understands where you need to improve, and you're obviously trying your best to obtain, like, you know, I guess the best version of you possible. Again, obviously had a great season. And the guys out in Fort Worth, Texas at the College Gridiron Showcase, they invited you to come out there and display your talents. So why don't you go ahead and just kind of share with me that overall experience, if you don't mind, if there's any sort of story you want to share from that.
Yeah, man, it was a great experience. Jose and Mike and they the rest of the CGS staff, they put on just a great event. The ability, or it gave a guy like me the ability to showcase what I could do, and I feel like I did really well. Did great in the one-on-ones. Did great in the inside run period. I got to show that, I was working on the run game, and I feel like I did really well in there. So yeah, no specific story, but just want to give a shout out to those guys and say thank you for letting me showcase myself.
No doubt. And obviously, with an event like that, a couple things happen. One, you develop relationships. Whether it be with some of the other players that are out there, or perhaps some of the coaches. And then another thing that happens out there is you actually get to sit down and actually talk to NFL scouts. So tell me how like that experience went with you in general, if you don't mind. I mean, any story from the sitting down with one of those guys? Any like funny little question or anything?
Um, nah, nothing funny. Honestly, it was pretty serious. It was good. I got to show them, or tell them what kind of guy I am, and just got the experience speaking to them because I didn't get a Reese's, I didn't get a East West or even Hulu. I didn't get Combine, so that was definitely big for me. I ended up talking to a lot of scouts. I want to say like 25 plus teams that I spoke to.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a really good experience.
Well, I mean, I know you had mentioned us, but again, just wanted to put that out there. You were on our watch
Yeah.
list. You were one of those guys who could have come, just didn't have the spot for you. And then, of course, I think you did well for yourself out at the CGS. I mean, they run a decent, event out there, and you're able to compete with a lot of great talent and really separate yourself as an edge rusher. So, when you look at perhaps what you were able to do at that event, or even like throughout your entire career, what really sticks out for you as like your most memorable moment?
Most memorable moment, uh, probably in the ACC championship. It was the last game of the regular season. We didn't get the win. Obviously, I was sad about that, but I probably played my best game, my most complete game. Ended up having 3 sacks that game. Against a really good O line and Heisman finalist. So yeah, I would say that was probably the most memorable.
So yeah, that was the game that I guess put you gave you the 10th sack. so
Yeah, I feel
um,
like I put it all together that game. Like I feel like as the season went on, from the beginning of the season, you could see, the lack of experience, where that came about. But I feel like as the season went on, I got better and better and better, and that's why I say, my best football is ahead of me. And yeah,
Well, I mean, obviously, a guy that's been through a whole lot of growth over the past several years. I mean, a lot of that really, there's a lot that really goes into that. Really, just kind of starting with your coaches. So, I mean, there have been a lot of coaches that have really poured into you over the years. Is there maybe one lesson from one of those coaches that still sticks with you?
honestly, from Coach Cohen and Coach Clausen this past year, just coming in every single day and just be the same person. Be positive and just work hard, and your goals are gonna come true. And I really took that in because I feel like inconsistency was one of my things that I had to work on, and I feel like this season is something is where I really got to grow with my consistency and just coming in and just working hard every single day and giving it all I got. And I feel like I did that, and I just grew as not only a football player, but I grew as a man too. So yeah.
Nice. And obviously, a part of that growth is actually doing what you need to do, like before games. Whether it be in the film room or the weight room. How has your film study really helped you over the years? Like, how has that helped you develop? I mean, can you maybe give me an example of how that really, you know, took your game to the next level?
Oh yeah, honestly, like film definitely plays a big part in my process during the week. From the moment I say like Sunday or Monday hits, I'm in the film room. I'm breaking down who I'm going against. What their offense looks like, and like I said, with I'm going to use Pitt as an example again. We saw that there was a little bit of delay in their um, I don't want to say their snap, but like whenever their O line would snap the ball, there was a little bit of a delay in their kick from the tackle. So uh, I just kept my eye on the ball rather than keep my eye on the man. And we knew that they passed a lot, more than usual. So uh, when I knew I was in a passing situation, I could just get off the ball, and it worked out for me.
Great. I guess again, another part of that growth is knowing how to utilize the weight room and
Yeah.
getting in there and getting your job done there as well. So, how has that helped you? Can you maybe give me some insight as to you and how you've grown over the years? Let's start with like your favorite lift.
Favorite lift. Um, I don't know, like squat days. We used to squat a lot at Michigan. We used to do like different variations of single leg, back double leg, all that stuff. But yeah, definitely the squat days. And this season I really focused on getting stronger in the weight room. So I was getting extra lifts in after some of my practices with my coach Brian Harper. He's over there at Texas A&M now. He left Wake Forest, but yeah, big shout out to him because he helped me out a lot. Um, yeah.
Great. So I mean, obviously, a guy who's able to, take film study and weight room, put it all together, go out on the field and deliver. So, love that about you. And obviously, a guy who, knows where he needs to get better. We've already, talked about obviously, there are parts of your game which that, nobody's perfect. You have to always strive to be the best version of yourself. So,
That comes with
do
experience too. Like I said, this is really like my first year getting to get meaningful snaps and play. So as I learn, as I get more snaps, there's no doubt I'm gonna improve and
No
continue.
doubt, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know are really singing your praises, are really expecting a whole lot of great things. I mean, for people that don't know, I mean, you're actually drafted in the CFL draft, uh, I guess last season
Yeah.
by the Argonauts. So, how would it feel to actually go up, back up to Canada and play there?
Oh, definitely. That's something I'm always open to. I'm a proud Canadian. Grew up watching the CFL, and Toronto's not a bad city to live in either. So, yeah, definitely big shout out to them. For believing in me and wanting to draft me, knowing that my goal is still to play in the NFL. But they knew that, and they wish me the best. And I know they got my back no matter what. So, shout out to them for sure.
So I was going to ask you, growing up in Canada, I mean, obviously watching the CFL and the NFL, like, is there maybe a player that you were a big fan of as a little kid?
As a little kid, I'd probably say not as a little kid, but middle school, high school, definitely, JJ Watt, guys like Von Miller, those type of guys. Uh, as I watched football more, because I didn't really watch football that much. I started playing at 10 years old. So my first position was like running back. So, Adrian Peterson was the first, NFL player that I really took a liking to. And
Sure.
as I transitioned to defense, Ray Lewis, passionate leader, great football player. So yeah.
Right. Uh, let's get a chance. I do want to meet who this Luigi guy is outside of football. So, Luigi Vilain, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Anything fun, interesting, unique, hobbies, interests, passions, anything that you got going on that you want to share with people.
Um, you know, I grew up playing a lot of sports. Not really, on the competitive level. A lot of people don't know I started skating like at a very young age. I want to say like 3, 4 years old.
Mm.
Uh, when I first learned how to skate and play hockey. I love watching movies. I'm going to see Batman tonight. Um, yeah, I just picked up a new hobby, fishing down here with some of my roommates, Sam and Taman Fox. Those guys. He was at the Hula Bowl. Taman, real good dudes. We just got into fishing, so they got me into fishing. So I really like it, and I definitely look forward to keep on doing it.
Nice. So, hypothetically, like if there was no football, what would your profession be?
I don't know. I really like real estate. I'm always watching videos of people selling houses and stuff like that. So probably get into real estate or I don't know, play hockey or something.
Gotcha. Well, obviously, we're not getting into that just yet. I mean, we're looking at maybe even the potential of you getting drafted by the NFL. So, as we're progressing to that, I mean, I know you're training right now. and working towards that pro day. So tell me real quick, when's your pro day and any expectations you have for that?
March 30th, and my expectation is to run fast, be super agile, kill the drills, and just do great overall and surprise a lot of people and prove the people that believe in me right. So
Nice. And very last question for you, Bud, is I want you to take a moment, look directly into that camera, and I want you to give your pitch to all those guys out there in the NFL, all those scouts that might be wondering about you. Tell them why they need to draft you, sign you, and bring you into their team. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
you need to sign me or draft me because I'm a great football player, great pass rusher. I'm a great person, so you don't have to worry about me off the field. Um, I have a passion for this. What else can I say? I'm just gonna come in every day. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna learn from the vets, and I'm just gonna put in a lot of work. And I feel like my best football is ahead of me. So, you know,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, obviously a guy who's willing to put in the work, study film, get himself in the best shape possible. I mean, I also see a guy with a little bit of versatility. I mean, whether you have your hand in the dirt, maybe drop back into coverage as an outside linebacker. I mean, I do think that you could probably work in a lot of different schemes. So I think that that's one of the best things you got going for you. I mean, again, some really good size overall, and something that I know that professional teams can work with. So, do wish you best of luck in pursuing your dreams. All right, buddy.
yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Once again, I got with me Luiji Vilain, edge rusher out of Wake Forest. Definitely check him out.
Thank you.